A little while ago, I filmed this video of me talking about the vegetable prices in the UK and how I am pretty much going to make a massive push this year to become self-sufficient and start to grow my own veg. And a lot of you also wanted to do that too. So I have been delayed, but there's a reason, because in this video, this is going to be the first start of how you guys also can get yourselves from seed to starting onion to going to this. So guys, today's video we're going to focus on onion in specific because it is February, so you can start your onions now. However, I am going to do multiple little versions of this, so if you do like this, let me know and I'll continue showing you what I grow and how you can do it too. But I can't do that sitting here on this desk in front of the laptop. So come with me now as we go over to my kitchen on my worktop, where I can start to show you how you can start to grow your own salad onions from seed. Hello and welcome to my kitchen counter. So I have here today, well, I have a lot of seeds actually. So these are all the seeds that I currently have at the moment, and we will be planting them together. So stay on the lookout for that. But as I said, we are concentrating on onion today because onion can be started indoors. So we have red onion, white onion, and bunching onion. There are two different methods that I'm going to show you how to do onion. You can do any method that you want. I'll tell you the other method, but this is just one of the ways in which I like to do it. And it's called the overseeding method. So just like any planting, you need to get yourself some good seed starting potting mix. This is just compost, which was a 40-litre multi-purpose compost, but it says great for growing vegetables, flowers, and it's going to give your seeds that start for the first 4 weeks. It will feed it. Okay, so a good seed starting soil is always the first. And here are some cheaper ways that you can do this, right? So obviously you can buy your normal pots, right? They come in usually a stack of 10 or something like that. You can buy those. You can buy seed starting cell trays, okay? So this is actually a windowsill propagator. So these go in here and then there's a lid that goes on top. But you can also use household items, right? So I really like to use tin foil trays for my spring onions, and I'll show you why today. But you can also just use a normal solo cup. So I delayed the video because I wanted to get these going so that I could show you, not just tell you, how easy it is to start growing vegetables super cheap. I mean, this is literally just a cup, a plastic cup, right, with a bit of soil in it. And this has been here doing really well just on the windowsill. So you can see it leaning a bit. So now what I'll do is I'll just turn it so that they obviously straighten up a bit, right? And that's how easy it is. So I'm going to show you the overseeding method that I do for spring onion, salad onion, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so there are multiple ways that you can do it. And a lot of people will just, put them in these cells. But I find that there's a quicker way. So foil tray or plastic pot, whatever pot you're using, right? Be careful and poke a couple of holes in the bottom of it. This is how I do mine. I just put a cloth there. I put that on top of there. I literally put the knife down and then I raise it up a little bit so it cuts it on its own, right? That's how I do mine. So I'm just going to pop a little couple in. So now I have some holes in here, I'm able to start putting the soil in. You do want to pre-moisten your soil. If it doesn't come pre-moistened, this is pretty wet, but you do want to pre-moisten it just so that when you do put the seeds on, they don't spread around too much. Because when you get really, really small seeds, once you put the water on the soil that's dry, they can move around on the dry soil and then you won't really get the uniform layout if you're going for that. But this is the overseeding method. So fill your tray with some soil. Get your spring onion, salad onion, whatever you want to call it. And your seeds. A little black seeds, which are fairly big in size, to tell you the truth. Compared to other seeds, they are fairly big in size. But what I want to do is, I'm not going to do this uniformly. I'm just going to spread them all across the middle. All in a bunch, like this. And I'll show you what it looks like after. But this is the overseeding method. So what this allows you to do, because onions are incredibly hardy, okay? So what this allows you to do is, once these start growing, they're going to grow in a bunch. But after a little while, you're going to be able to actually take all of them out of here and separate each little onion plant to then put out in separate pots or outside if you want. So let me show you this. See all those little seeds there? All them little black seeds? I hope you can see them anyway. They're all in the middle there, okay? And then just literally get another little thin layer of your soil and pop that on top. A little tip here is, the smaller the seed, the less you want to put on top, because it's harder for it to penetrate through. Okay, so these seeds obviously ain't too bad, so we can put a fairly good amount of soil on there. All right, and then just pat it down a little bit. Not too hard, but give it, you know, enough pressure so that the seeds stay there. And that is it. You have two options of watering these, okay? You have the first option, which is obviously just putting a little bit of water on the top, or the second option is to bottom feed, okay? Now what that does is, if you put this in a dish, there's holes at the bottom here. If you put water in that dish that this will be sitting in, what that means is that the soil will then slowly start to drain up from the bottom, and it's a lot better for your plants to grow. So just a little tip there. If you want the best out of it, then bottom watering is the way to go. But that's as simple as that with this, okay? So this is how you do spring onions, and I'm going to keep updating you on when they grow, okay? Because there's tips and tricks as to how to get a bigger bulb, right? And that is by trimming the tops of these when they start to get big, and other things as well when they start to grow in the ground outside. Quick little bonus. I bought some cress from Tesco's for 40p, but then bought some seeds so that I could start to put some cress myself in here. And this is 2 days old. It started germinating within 2 days. So, little bonus. Let you know how to do that quickly. Get yourself a pot. Get yourself some kitchen roll. Soak this in water. Make sure that it's completely moist. Pop that in the bottom. Sprinkle your cress seeds on top and keep it moist. Again, bottom watering would be great for this because it will keep it moist continually with the water at the bottom. And in a very short time, you will start to see your cress germinate, and then you will get your little green leaves, and then you'll be able to start harvesting them very quickly. So we've done spring onion. Moving on to onion now. I'm going to do my onion in these cell trays right here. Okay, so I'm going to do 6 white, 6 red. And in a couple of weeks' time, I will do more so that I'll have a succession, okay? So today, we are going to start with the Ailsa Craig, white onion, brown onion, whatever you want to call it, and red Brunswick for the red onion. So, fill your seed trays up. I'm going to do that and then come back to you to save time, but fill your seed trays up and then we'll carry on. Right, so I have both of my seed trays filled with soil. Now, all you want to do is just gently press down a little bit at the top there, just so that you get a good connection with the seed and it's not all loose and everything like that, right? So just pop that down a little bit, compact it. Now, when it comes to sowing these in these cells, I recommend doing at least 2, maybe 3 per cell, because you are never guaranteed that any one seed will germinate. So you want to make sure that you have enough in there in case it fails or whatever, right? So you just then thin out the worst seed, if you will, when it grows. So I'm gonna pop probably 2 in each cell here, and I'm gonna pop them together so that obviously you can see which one's the best out of them. And then 6, 2 each in this one of the white onion. Okay, and so once you've got all your little seeds in the cells, all you then need to do is just grab a little bit of your soil and then pop it on top just to cover that seed. Very simple. Don't need too much, but yeah, just to make sure that the seed is covered and has a good connection with the soil so it can germinate properly. So the other method that you can do with onions is the exact same way that we did the spring onions, right? So with onions, you can also just overseed, and then as they grow up, the roots get incredibly hardy, so you can transplant them and they're fine. So when they grow in a bunch like this, and then when they start to grow, you're able to tease out that soil, separate each onion plant, and then plot them along in your either vegetable garden bed or wherever you do it. So these are the 2 ways that you can do it, either in cells just like this, transplant them, or do it as a bunch like we did with the spring onion. But now I'm just going to give these a little water, because onions need a lot of water, right? So when you are growing them, when you put them outside, just please make sure that you keep them nice and moist, especially on a hot day, because they really do enjoy a lot of water. So we'll just give them a little water there, and these are now ready to just sit on my windowsill and start growing. So there is the spring onion we just planted. Here is the cress growing nicely, and here are the red onions. I need to get some tags, so at the moment I've got a toothpick painted half red, and the white onions there. So all I'm going to do is pop this over like that, and then pop that on my windowsill to get them growing. And you can also do this, which is using the end of your salad onion, put it into water, and these will start to grow new roots where you can regrow it. I personally don't do this method. I've tried it before. I prefer just growing from seed, but I thought I'd put it in there because enough people did comment on the video and I didn't want to overwhelm people, but yes, you can do this. So I'll probably end up just throwing up some shorts to show you the progress. There's no point in doing like a whole video about it unless we're doing a new planting video, and then I'll give you an update then. But I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you're going to grow this year too. Let me know down below if you're going to grow some vegetables, what you're going to grow, and if you're excited about it.